Welcome to Tel Aviv and the opening day of 3 days of competition at the first ever Tel Aviv Grand-Prix. Located on Israel's Mediterranean coast, the city has an incredible history and its growth and development is reflected in its diverse architecture, boasting both world-famous historic sites alongside the strikingly modern. We're about to get underway with the final block and all the medal matches, the first of which is a bronze medal match in the under 48 kilo category featuring Natalia Brigida of Brazil, and she'll be up against Marusa Stanger of Slovenia. It'll be Brigida in the white judogi and Stanger in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vasily Smolin Jr. of Russia, and with commentary on this and all the upcoming medal matches, it's a very warm welcome to Esther Stam. Good afternoon, Esther.
Good afternoon, Sheldon. I'm
looking forward to this?
Yes, I'm happy to be here, and now it's really getting started. It's the medal matches, so.
Now we saw Natalia Brigida earlier on. She had that little bit of a slip up when with the shimiwaza, and she was, kind of left a little bit the worse for wear. That is Natalia Brigida of Brazil. Marusa Stanger has got a growing reputation as a youngster, so let's see how that pans out in this bronze medal contest.
And also Stanger is a really newaza specialist, so I hope Brigida is sharp now.
First of the medal matches then. We were talking about the importance that something like this could have later on, because we're already in the qualification period. We're well into the qualification period, and all the points count for qualification, for the process of qualification. So could very well be that something done here, or not done, as the case may be, could come back to either count for a great deal or haunt you in the future. A little stab at Ojigari there from Brigida, but it's a slightly sheepish attempt. She really doesn't open up. She just sticks the right leg in and protects herself.
It's just I think to feel a little bit. And
early days,
Yes, exactly. I was talking to Timna Nelson-Levy in the break, and she told me that it's so important to have these points now. Because you never know how it's gonna happen,
You were chatting with Timna Nelson-Levy during the break, and I was chatting with Timna Nelson-Levy's mum during the break.
Nice.
I wonder which one would have been more intense.
I could not tell you, I'm sure.
I can tell you which one would have been more nerve-wracking.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely mum. With the expectation of her daughter being able to do something in front of the home crowd, but we've got away before we get that far. That's in the under 57 kilo category final. It'll be the last contest of the day. Before that, the Israelis have got 2 more finals to contest. They're really in it, aren't they, today?
With the women, they did such a good job, and it's really important for them. Although judo is already a very popular sport, it means a lot for the home crowd to win a medal.
No scorers yet. We've had a minute and a half. Still a little bit cagey from both fighters, to be honest. Right-sided effort there from Brigida, but collapsed very quickly by Stanger. Defended that fairly easily.
And now Stanger will control the head of Brigida. So no scores yet, but it's been a good contest. Both being attacking.
Oh well.
I like the Ashiwaza of Brigida. She's really good with her feet.
Yeah, I think having not found a way through with either the Tatoshi or the Morata Seanagi, she's looked to work on the feet. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is. So now Stanger has a really strong grip.
The referee just moving across to see whether she's got a hand on that side, and she didn't get given the benefit of the doubt there.
Nope.
Brigida knew that she had the hand trap there. Stango wasn't going to let that go and was perfectly happy to keep her tied up there. And with him not being able to see where it was, and with her not being able to get her arm out in time, she ended up picking up a penalty. So holding on one side with both hands for too long without attacking has picked up the first or a penalty for Natalia Brigida. I'm not going to say first because I don't know if there'll be another. So I'm just going to say she's picked up a penalty.
But you can see that Brigida is really strong right-sided, and Stangar is having trouble with that. So she had a really strong grip on the top, and normally if you have a grip like that, you should be able to score. But I think Brigida is looking really strong.
Stangar picked up a penalty herself there.
Ooh, another Shimiwaza.
For passivity. And then she threw in that kind of Kochi, throwing the leg in and diving a little bit.
Ooh, that was close.
Well, we've seen Brigida get caught on the ground once today. She won't want to get caught again. Apparently she'd never been caught that way before. It was always a first time.
I hope that's not a second time today.
Well, I certainly hope so, yeah.
That will be
well,
rough.
there hasn't been a first time for you though, Esther. You haven't been caught that way, have you? In the
No.
Shimiwaza. Oh, well.
Never gonna get caught again in the tournament.
Definitely not in a tournament.
So today it's full of golden scores, but it's no boring golden scores. That's
yeah,
for sure.
it hasn't really affected, the enjoyment of the competition. Well, not mine anyway. I mean, I've enjoyed watching. From time to time, you are going to want them to get on with it, but there's just once in a while when it's going to take a little bit longer. We go into a golden score period.
And to be honest, if it can be such a good contest, and sometimes you even want it to go on.
That's
while
right.
there's other contests
Quite
that
right.
just take 4 minutes, and you want it to get it over with
as soon as possible.
So yeah, you just need good quality, good attacks.
A lot of the fans watching will be watching with anticipation for the upcoming final. That's what they're really waiting for. And it's a very, very good crowd. Just a very, very few seats on the far right side of the stadium, not filled up, but everything else packed out.
Oh, now she's in trouble again, Brigida. Not enough. She could really quite easily bend her arm there. But Stangar is getting closer in the Waza to scoring.
Well, we've seen that a few times earlier today, where if at first you don't succeed, just keep trying. It's worked out for a couple of people. I think it was Kuznetsova and Chelsea Giles, wasn't it, where Giles had 1, 2 or 3 stabs at it. Eventually it was Kuznetsova that came up the winner. She's really quiet when you chat to her.
Really?
Marusa Stanger, yeah.
Then we can talk to her coach. She's less quiet.
Oh yeah, she's got plenty to say for herself. Mind you, is that not true of all coaches?
It's not always, but in many of the cases it is.
Very few quiet ones. Not the best position for Brigida. She can't free that right arm up. And if she's not careful, that's going to make her look passive. It's a really nice grip from Stanger underneath and then through onto the lapel. So this arm is really in a difficult position.
It is so strong. The only thing what's stopping her from putting a big attack is, I think, the posture of Brigida. She's so strong on the right side. And I think Stanger wants to attack on the right side as well, and she just considers it too dangerous.
Yeah, it was negating. It wasn't a positive grip for herself. It was really trying to slow Stanger down.
Yeah.
Be that little bit careful with those sorts of grips that you don't end up looking passive yourself. A second penalty picked up by Brigida. 2:20 odd left to go. Sorry, that's two. We're already 2.5 minutes into golden score. There it is again, just trapping the arm. She's not doing anything there. You're just looking to make it difficult for Brigida to work while she taps away at the feet, trying to look busy.
But Stanger needs to do something with that.
Yeah.
But this is dangerous. It's dangerous for Brigida to now make an attack because her whole arm is controlled by Stanger. And she might as easily be taken over. So second Judo on the board for Stanger.
And we've had 3 minutes of golden score. I think she really needs to change that tactic of just wrapping up the arm, because she doesn't produce anything from it. It slows Brigida down, and from time to time it will make it look dangerous. But that's obviously something that they've spoken about, her and a coach, and they decided we're going to close off that area of attack. But it hasn't opened up any scoring opportunities for her, and in the end she's given up. She's given up that score.
But again, it's the work from Brigida that's also impressive,
Well, as you said, she's a strong fighter. She's a strong fighter and was able to come up with the score despite having been nullified for most of the contest.
Exactly, and I think Stanger could have had this contest, and you can see the disappointment on her face.
Well, part of the tactic work was to avoid giving up the score to Brigida. Unfortunately, it also made it difficult for Stanger to score, and in the end, Brigida found a way around it.
I'm curious to see that score again.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
I think it was really a good response of Brigida. Like quick reaction, you can see the footwork.
Dear spectators, you can see the highlights. This is the victory of Natalia Brigida.
It's actually not so far off from Stanger stopping it. You see?
Yeah, she just comes down on her side, doesn't she? She really doesn't go onto her back here. This is the counter. She gets one elbow down and then down onto the side. There may be a time when you have to freeze the picture to see where the leg is, where the thigh is, where the hip is, and then where the elbow is. And if there's a time when the elbow is down and out, they wouldn't give it. But it must have been down and in as she was just rolling over. We come to the second of the bronze medal contests now. Maria Sidorou of Portugal faces Czernowicki Eva of Hungary. It's Sidorou in the white judogi, Czernowicki in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Mathieu Bataille of France. Esther.
Yeah, they are 10 years apart, I just saw.
Wow.
Also the talent against the experience. And for me, Sidorou did a really good job today. She impressed me. Only made some mistakes in the end, going in too fast. She was a little bit panicking, I think. But and for me, Czernowicki didn't look her best today. She looked really tired in her last contest.
Yes, especially at the back end of the contest when it went into golden score. My concern for a while now has been that Czernowicki's throwing skills haven't diminished. If she can come up with those in the first 45 seconds to minute and a half, thereafter the contest becomes really tough. And by the time you get into the third minute, and if it has to go into golden score, you begin to look to put your money on whomsoever her opponent is, because she just doesn't appear to have the staying power to fight off the attacks of her opponents at that stage, far less come up with her own scoring technique. So it's just beginning to look as though the long game no longer suits Chernovitsky.
Well, that wasn't always the case, but
No, not
for
at
sure
all.
today it is. And so the assignment for Siderot is clear. She just has to keep out of a score for the first like 2 minutes.
I think the other
Yeah.
thing that we have to remember is that when we talk about Chernovitsky being, you know, Olympic bronze medalist, and that was in 2012.
A while ago.
Exactly. So 7 years ago now, ended up taking a bronze medal in London.
Still, she had really good results after, but that was of course her top result.
Yeah, so it's not as though she's the spring chicken any longer.
Nice way to say that. So, but also today she doesn't look her best. Like, it's not only that, it's not because in other tournaments I've seen her better. But even in the first minute now, it doesn't look like she has as much energy as she normally has. And now she's looking really strong, but she's looking kind of static. So the chances of scoring are not so big.
Half the contest gone. Both fighters have picked up a penalty apiece.
And you can see Siderot is really struggling with the grips of Chernovitsky. She needs a little bit of space and she needs to be able to move, otherwise she cannot come with her sode. Now she's trying, but you can tell that there's a big difference in strength. So second Shido on the board for Chernovitsky now.
Number one seed this morning in the under 48 kilo category, Chernovitsky, will be desperately disappointed, I think, if she can't take a medal here, having come into the competition as the number one.
Yeah, and you can see that she's not really feeling it because she had a really strong grip, but then waiting a little bit too long to really attack. And for sure, she's physically the stronger one of the two. Nice effort there from Siderot. I think she has a good feeling for judo, you know, she exactly knows where she is, when to come in for an attack, to make use of the movements of Chernovitsky, and she's doing a good job. And also I think tournaments like this can give you a lot of confidence, you know, for the upcoming cycle.
Yeah, there'll have been a couple of fighters here over this period who may not have come away, or who may not come away with a medal, but for whom the experience will set them up for later on the tour.
Yeah, and I think it's really nice that you can get some contest here, and not the top seeds are not being here. Bilodic's not here, Tonaki's not here. So there's just some people missing, but it gives you an opportunity to come out on top.
Chernovitsky could be in danger of picking up a third penalty here.
That might even be more frustrating, you know, losing out on 3 Shidos.
Couldn't see anything that was glaringly,
No,
you know.
me neither.
Score.
Wow.
With 5 seconds left to
That
go.
I was thinking also, like, I would not know why to give a third Shido
Yeah.
now.
Would also like to have known what to give the
Yeah.
score.
For me, it wasn't like I couldn't see the score. I
Yeah.
know what was the action, but let's see in the repecharge. I mean, in the replay. Yeah, she is really frustrated. But apparently, she went enough on her side with the probably with the Seoinage of Chernobyski.
Winner and bronze medalist for women under 48 kilos in blue judo representing.
Well, we will see it on the replay. I have to look away from the screen in that moment, but let's see if during the replay we can talk you through it and tell you exactly why that went Chernovitsky's way. Anyway, that is the result. A single score with about 10 seconds left to go, I think.
Yes. No, actually, Cyril had like 4 seconds on the clock left to make up for that. That's just almost impossible. So let's see.
For Chernovitsky Eva, this is medal number 8.
That was the attempt at the Shimiwaza.
So maybe here it's gonna be. This should be it. So there was apparently just enough for the referees that for a Vasari score there. I think Chernobyski came away lucky there a little bit, especially if you saw the whole contest. I think.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Coming up next, the first of the gold medal contests in this final block. It's Marina Cherniak of Ukraine. She's up against Shira Rishoni of Israel. It'll be Cherniak in the white judogi, Rishoni in blue, and the crowd are already on their feet. The referee in the middle for this one is Vyacheslav Peretyeko of Uzbekistan.
Yeah, it's so nice to see the crowd really standing behind Rishoni. And today it really lifted her up. She was really on form. She looked so focused. But to be honest, Cherniak has looked on form as well. She looked quite comfortable and beating Chernobyski in the semi-finals after losing out to her like 4 times. So
it's funny, the 1 and 2 ended up outside of the final, but 3 and 4 have made it to the final. Seeds number 3 and 4.
wow, Vasari scored there for Rishoni. I couldn't see the right angle there, but for sure the referee saw enough.
Yeah, well, it was right at his feet, and given what had happened with the last score, I think that gave him the indication as to whether he could give Vasari for that or not. And having seen the last one given Vasari, he decided, okay, if that's the line, then this must be Vasari. I think they were both generous, the first one in particular.
Yeah, exactly.
But once you know where that line is, it makes it easier. It's just a question of everyone agreeing and saying, okay, we're going to give a score for that. Chance to work on the arm here.
Yeah.
Cherniak's got to turn in towards.
Yeah, she just left the
Rishoni, she
right
did.
feet
Yeah.
got away from her head, and then Cherniak could quite easily come on top. So she's really doing a good, like Osoto Makakomi kind of thing, but the problem is that she's sometimes really far, she's in far distance, so it's also quite dangerous what she does sometimes. And you can see here that she can be taken over by Cherniak, especially because Cherniak is quite tall.
The nice thing about Cherniak's the way she goes about her business is she takes time. She
Yes.
never looks rushed. She looks as though she's got a plan, a method. It's possible that her execution of that plan may not be the most attractive. It's not the best judo, but at least she doesn't panic.
No. And it's really effective. But sure, it's going to be an exciting final because Cherniak is going to put on a lot of pressure. So they're giving it quite some time here. I thought it was a mate, right?
Well, they thought that they heard the buzzer, so they stopped.
Yeah,
Both
but
of
I
them.
thought I even saw the referee.
And he was saying, because he was thinking, before something happens by accident here, let me just freeze them and say, I didn't, you know, call mate. I didn't call mate, and the buzzer couldn't have gone because we've got a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, but fortunately nothing happened.
Yeah, it was just as well. But they both froze for a second, thinking, is, you know, should we stop here?
But it's terrible. If in some of these moments when one judoka's not paying attention, that was really, really close.
Good effort there. Keeps turning. She keeps
Yeah,
turning.
that's good.
Yeah, Rashoni was lucky to land in a position that didn't allow Cherniak to complete that. That was a nice move.
But that was really close to scoring, and you can see the pressure she's putting on Rishoni. And it's especially the right hand of Cherniak that's putting Rishoni into big trouble. And the thing she was scoring good in the beginning now looks a little bit more poor.
Looks
So
like a
first
false
Judo on the
attack
board.
there, yeah.
Yeah, and Shira can not only, she needs to have a good attack with the grip. Second Shido for
Second
me, that was
penalty.
that was a little bit fast, to be honest.
If it was fast for a false attack.
But for me, I'm not sure
that's
it was a
different,
false attack. That's
yeah.
the thing. If it was a false attack, sure, she's gonna get a Shido for that. Yeah, this is just risking it here. They're gonna take it away.
Well, the crowd are bound to be happy with that. I'm not going to go into that particular incident, whether it was a false attack or not. But for me, there is no time in between one false attack and another.
No, it doesn't matter. If you do two false attacks in 5 seconds, you're gonna get 2 Shidos.
And this time, for me, that was a false attack.
For sure.
Yeah.
And now she really actually has to watch out because she can be. She just cannot afford to make another false attack.
And do you know there was less reluctance from the crowd to accept that one because they realised they could see it too.
Yeah.
Well, it won't matter in the end. She picked up the 2 penalties, but it was the positive score that Rishoni picked up that gave her the win.
But what a great win for Shira Rishoni, and she really needed it. She's she needs her points to qualify, of course. And
yeah, she's not the only one in the wake because you mentioned
sure.
earlier on about Noah Minska, and you know that she's got her breathing down her neck. But
yeah, for both 48 and 52, it's a really difficult category for Israel.
look, it's no different from a football match where, having scored 1 goal, you go back and you have your 11 men defending. You know, sometimes it's not going to be the most attractive. That in particular was not the most attractive one, but she'd done all the hard work to get her to the final during the day, and she said, I'm not giving this one away easily.
And how great is it to the first category in Israel to win the gold medal?
Picked up a nasty bruise on under the right eye.
Yep.
Did Rishoni. Almost boxer-like, that one. That'll be black and blue for the next few days.
Well, that was good stuff. Right timing.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that Czerniak, that she would never let that happen again. It's just a little slip, but it was enough for the win.
This is second gold medal for Shira Rishoni in the Grand Prix. Congratulations.
Stadium announcer tells us that that's the second Grand Prix gold medal for Shira Rishoni, but wherever she won the other one, it's never going to mean as much as having won it here in Tel Aviv. And as Esther Stam was quite rightly pointing out, it's the first ever Grand Slam gold medal by anyone, and it was won by an Israeli, so can't beat that, can you?
That's going to be all over the news.
What an effort, Shira Rishoni. Right, coming up now, the bronze medal matches in the under 60 kilo category. Cedric Revol of France faces Ashley Mackenzie of Great Britain. It'll be Revol in the white judogi, Mackenzie in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Turbat Ensetseg of Mongolia.
The referee is from Mongolia. Is Turbat Ensetseg. And now who is walking there?
It's funny to be talking in terms of, you know, the quality of the referees and what we expect from them, but at some stage you are going to need the officials to take control of a contest and record it and do whatever they have to. What you want is the best team of officials possible. That's clear. So there are times when we are looking at the performances of the officials as well, and I have to say that Turbat Ensetseg is doing a really good job. Mongolian referee in charge of this bronze medal match could find herself on that Olympic list.
Yeah, that's also a hard qualification for the referees.
Yeah, they have to qualify unless, you know, if they collect a few errors and do things that really don't go down that well, they get marked down.
So, but let's see what's happening in this contest. Revol, you know him well? I haven't seen him so much yet.
No, I have not seen a great deal of Cedric Revol.
So it might be a good chance. And Mackenzie, we know he's gonna focus mainly on the low toshis. Yeah, France brought quite a young team here. So for me, I always like that because I like to see some of the younger people, the talents, to see how they do in these competitions. And you know when they're gonna send a team, that's always gonna be a good team.
Revol it is who's picked up a single shido as he attacks there left-sided with that Ippon Seanagi, but Mackenzie was moving off to his left, and by the time that Revol came in, he didn't have his feet in the target area, he was side on, and Mackenzie was able to block that.
Yeah, and if he could stay on his feet, like making it standing Seonage, then he might have something there, but... Oh, nice. I was almost thinking he would went for the legs, but I think he was high enough. Oh no, it was not high enough. He was below the belt, so a shido for Mackenzie.
He doesn't even nod his head as if to say, no, I didn't. He's probably thinking, it was a bit low, so I'm going to have to take that one on the chin, you know. Because he's not backward at coming forward, you see. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. And to his credit, you know, he's matured enough to say, yeah, okay, I'll accept that. Whereas a few years ago, he may have been thinking, someone's trying to do me here, you know. Not the case. And it's always nice to see players maturing and acting in a way that shows, hey, I can accept wrong. I know I've done wrong there. that was a naughty.
But for sure, I didn't even realize it was that
That-
low.
that-
You know,
that
I
low.
thought it was going for the back, and it was maybe just a little bit below the belt, but it was clearly like. It
Well,
was
the
on
other
pass.
thing was, you could see that he was trying to avoid the leg grab. He was using the back of the hand as though just like
While
a
I
nudge.
was there.
Sorry, pal. You know, using the hand or the arm on your opponent below the waist is going to get you that Shido. Anyway, we've discussed that one to death now. Rivol picks up
Yep.
a second penalty with a little over a minute left to go, and he's galvanised into action, which forces Mackenzie off the tatami. He tries to throw in a little Serenagi, and he gets away with it. But really, he was trying to get away from that oncoming Revol grip.
Again.
Yeah, he needs to
Yeah,
turn
that-
away from that, but he turned and went down to ground, so picks up the penalty. Again, he kind of accepts that, you know, that was a better effort there. Got himself
It
into a
was.
good position, couldn't quite finish off. First time
And
that
now it
he's-
looks
yeah.
like it's on there.
Oh, he's had
that's
to
it.
tap, yeah.
Yep. Nice shimiwaza from Revo, and I also really like this low Serenagis. He was under quite well, so just did a really good job.
He turned in well, and he nodded again. You know, I know I'm banging on a little bit about just how well Mackenzie's taking the loss, but this is all part of the one's ability to suck something up, see what you've done wrong, and then come back. That's the important thing. You know, you don't, you know, slouch off and then, you know, go off on your own. You something. Okay, here are the errors that I made. Those are the things that I'm going to correct. Well done, pal. Well done, as he says there. And I'm going to go back, and I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to make that mistake again. This is so important, especially when this is likely to be the last cycle. You know, he's
Yep.
reaching a certain age
You never
where
know, but
yeah, but
it's-
another 4 years will be pretty tough. So he's got to get everything right here, and that's a good position. The only thing that he does wrong there is to leave the neck exposed. But he you know, this is a good point here.
But you could also see like the arm was
Yeah.
immediately like his
Dear friends, you can see the highlights.
Underneath.
oh yeah, had immediately had it underneath.
He just goes off to the right a little bit, which is his tendency. He wants to get in that position so much that sometimes he overextends himself. He goes too far through, just a little bit that time, but Revel slipped off, and that put him in the position to apply that shimiwaza. That is not a poor performance. That's not a bad performance. At this level, a fifth place finish, points are important, so take those. Revol, however, picks up the bronze medal.
Contest. Men.
Right, unfortunately, Sakavat Gadzhiev picked up an injury in a previous contest. He won't be able to take part in this
From Georgia, Mr.
contest. Albert Ogazov of Russia, oddly enough, his teammate is the one who will come to the mat to take the bow, and let's hope that whatever it is that is ailing Gadzhiev is not too serious, and that we'll see him in the not too distant future, because we will be in his home city very soon of Ekaterinburg in Russia, when we go up there month after next for the Ekaterinburg Grand Slam. Albert Ogazov takes that bronze medal. He's a happy chap, isn't he? And off he
Should
goes. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All in a day's hard work, which was done early on.
I was gonna say you don't get a medal for free.
Exactly, yeah. And it's a shame about Gadzhiev, because I like watching him. A few hand slaps from Ogazov on the way out to the young crowd. Right, coming up next, the final of the under 60 kilo category. Tonica Jacadua of the Netherlands faces Jori Verstraeten of Belgium. It'll be Jacadua in the white judogi, Verstraeten in blue. Two of the young and most exciting fighters in the weight category go head to head in the final of the under 60 kilo category. The referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland. Here come the two fighters, and here is Esther Stack.
Thank you for the intro. No, really, I think they're both really good athletes. They're really coming up and now making their way into the seniors. Also, they've been head-to-head against two actually. That's to say in the IGF World Tour. Outside, I'm not sure if they fought each other before. But they know each other well, so I hope that's not going to cancel each other, and they're not going to cancel each other out with the judo. But I think with the throwing skills for either of them, that's not going to happen. Who do you reckon is going to take this?
The difficulty for me is that I know both the fighters really well, and I chat to them on a reasonably regular basis about, you know, all things to do with judo and how they are progressing. So I wouldn't want to publicly make a statement about who I think is going to win. They are, as I said in the intro, two of the most exciting young prospects in the weight category, and it was bound to happen that they would at some stage, you know, go head to head, not least of all because they probably attend a number of competitions, you know, reasonably close to home, one coming from Belgium and one coming from the Netherlands, so it's unlikely that they're going to be able to avoid each other for any real length of time. They're both aggressive, they're both attacking,
both going
fighters.
For it,
yeah.
Taking some risks sometimes.
But you can see how young they are. I mean, they're fresh-faced, and Yuri's hardly started using the razor blade yet, has he? You know, so young
but still is out there in the final.
Yeah.
For me, I've trained quite a bit with Chakadua, so for me it was
nice
it's
judo.
so hard to throw also.
Nice judo. I would have hated to have been on with either of these because
Why?
I mean, no, because they've got really good. It's like Papinashvili. They've got such good throwing skills, and you know that sooner or later they're going to catch you. And when a fighter like this catches you, he catches you big, you know, and you're going to go over big.
Yeah, and the advantage for me from Chakadua is that his escaping skills are also really good. So you're not going to catch him so soon.
No scorers yet. We've had the first half of the contest already.
And although they both have really great throwing skills, they know each other quite well. So I would not be surprised if it even ended in shidos in this contest.
I think the other thing is that because they have fairly similar styles as well, they know from the movement and the shape and the setup where the other one is going. You know, that's tricky. I hope it doesn't go down to shidos and that someone does come up with a score. Although having said that, Chikado now picks up his a shido himself.
Yeah, that is sometimes a problem with Chikado, that he's waiting a little bit too long, so he can, and I think Verstraete knows that also, so we will try to keep pushing the pace. And although he always wants to throw, he's also gonna be smart in this contest, and if he can end it by shidos, it's still a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
We haven't seen much Newaza in this contest, like nothing. So I really think they're both mostly interested in Tachiwaza.
I agree. Been no attempt to engage someone.
Ooh, this is closer.
Yeah, now having said that, again. But there was no thought into, here is something that will allow me to get into a newaza situation. They were genuine attacks to throw and then left it, move on to the next thing.
Well, I would reckon even for Belgium, they have they are known for their good, strong newaza, so it could even give some chances for either one of these fighters. So Verstraeten just looking a little bit more active.
Golden score.
And it's a golden score for these two. Oh, that was not strong from Chakadua. But again, it's Verstraeten who is not really interested in the newaza. And the second Shido for Chakadua. Did you see why? Or I missed that. But it's Verstraeten now who has a big advantage here. He's allowed a mistake. So that leaves maybe some chance for him to take a little bit of risk in an attack. And for me, Verstraeten looks really good in his kumikata. He's blocking Chakadua really well. So it looks like Chakadua is not really able to get close to Verstraeten. That's what he needs. And if nothing's gonna happen, they're just both gonna pick up a Shido, and that would be a shame. But let's see.
This is when all that fitness training comes into it, the ability to get back up on your feet, go back to your start point, and then launch another attack. So difficult because it's so draining. Every cycle, every 20-25 seconds, absolutely draining. And yet here comes Verstraeten again. If he comes up with the big attack here, he'll take it, but he gets his head in a bad position.
And now he just drops, so for me that's a clear Shido. Just escaping the force of Chakadua.
Matti Karankanta agrees with you and dishes out a Shido to the Belgian. We've had nearly 2 minutes of golden score.
But for me that was honestly the first slip of Verstraeten. He looks very sharp. Oh wow!
Yeah, that was as close as you can get. You went over on that side. Again, if you look at that freeze frame, that had to be close.
I think they might check it. Or must be said that he was right on top of it, you could see it really well.
Well, that looked as good as the first one that they gave Rosari for. First of the bronze medal contest, and it was skillfully done as well.
Now it is Verstraeten again. It has a better grip, and this is problematic for Chakadua.
Well, that's it then.
It's just
as you said, to end on penalties, it really is unfortunate, especially given that it was just 1 foot out and 1 foot back in. 1 foot out, 1 foot back in, and an attempt to attack. Shame that it went down that way.
But I think that Verstraeten just did a really clever job. He was just not making any mistakes, and his kumikato was great, and that's what made the difference.
Congratulations, this is the first gold medal for Judo Verstraeten in a Grand Prix.
So first gold medal.
Yeah. He's one of those fighters who we're saying now needs to step to that second level. You know, he's done the homework, he's made himself the top man at home, and now that they've sent him out internationally, he needs to find his feet and, you know, come up with a few wins. Here then is the first of those, his first ever Grand Prix gold medal.
We will have the first awarding ceremony for women under 48 kilos.
But for me, even for Chakadua to get up to pick up another silver medal, and I think they both did a really good job today and picked up important points.
Yeah, Chakadua was in the same boat,
same category,
having moved up, you know, and now looks like, you know, one of the competitors. Come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 48 kilo category.
Bronze medalists are representing Hungary, Czernowicki Eva.
First of the bronze medals goes to Czernowicki Eva of Hungary. There's a bronze medal too for Natalia Brigida of Brazil.
Silver medalist representing Ukraine, Marina Cherniak.
Silver medal goes to Marina Cherniak of the Ukraine.
And gold medalist for Israel, Shira Rishoni.
Gold medal goes to Shira Rishoni of Israel.
That's a really special feeling to win on your home country, and it doesn't happen so much that it is the first Grand Prix.
That's right.
So
well, it would be interesting to go back and to see when a country first hosted their Grand Prix or Grand Slam, did they pick up a gold medal or the first gold medal?
Yeah.
Would be interesting. I have no idea about the answer to that one, Esther.
Me neither.
You've beaten me with that question.
Oh, nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for the national anthem of Israel.
Now the national anthem of Israel.
Dear friends, please give your applauses.
So Shira is definitely the smallest in this podium.
Despite the fact that she's on the top podium. she's got a lot to say for herself, hasn't she, for a shorty? Right, coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 52 kilo category. Alessia Kuznetsova of Russia faces Andrea Kitsu of Romania. It's Kuznetsova in the white judogi, Kitsu in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Roland Poiger of Austria.
So Kitsu for me is looking quite strong today. She only lost to Komendi, but Komendi is from again she's on another level today, beating everybody by Ippon.
Russia 2017 European Championships silver medalist.
So let's see what she's gonna bring to this contest.
And in blue, representing Romania, double world silver medalist.
And Kuznetsova, that was an interesting contest against, how do you speak? Giles?
Chelsea Giles, yeah. That was. I mean, there was a lot for both of them to take away there. There were the errors of Kuznetsova that nearly had her caught out, and then there were the errors made by Chelsea Giles that ended up with her losing the contest, despite the fact that she had almost taken it. Well, you can see there, Kitsu's not interested.
No.
Don't want to go on the ground. And Kuznetsova immediately rolling over and say, let's go. Come on.
That's going to be difficult. And she's not interested in a long fight. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, the word that we use to describe that is comprehensive. Comprehensively beaten there, all ends up.
And you could immediately tell she was not interested in a long fight. She was wanted to get it over with. She knew she could beat her like that, and she did.
You know, certain fighters get found out, and if they're vulnerable towards big throwing techniques, why wait around? Get out there, put out your biggest and strongest technique and give as much as you can. I mean, kids
look
are
at
still,
that.
Yeah.
3 attacks behind each other. She just was gonna get her. Didn't matter which way. Go Soto, Soto.
And the hip technique to finish. Yeah, she was overwhelmed there, I'm afraid. Kuznetsova no getting away from that one. 3 attacks.
Wow.
As Esther said, and the last one she absolutely flew. She gets bundled out.
Love that.
Terrific. A combination is one thing, but when they come in threes like this, Kosotagaki, Kosotagari on the other side, and then the hip technique to finish off. And to get the arm wrapped up as well, coming as the third effort, that's pretty good. Everything worked well for Kitsu, and Kuznetsova happened to turn in the direction in which Kitsu wanted her to go. Right, we come to the second of the bronze medal contest. Very quickly then, Fabian Kosher of Switzerland is up against Geffen Primo of Israel. It will be Kosher in the white judogi, Primo in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Hyun Suk-hee of the Republic of Korea.
So Primo is really popular in Israel with the crowd.
Primo is popular in a few other places besides Israel.
But after winning the bronze medal at the Europeans in Tel Aviv last year, it just exploded. And she's 18 years old and she's the big talent, but Kosher of course has to say something about that.
This crowd will go absolutely crazy if Geffen Primo wins here, because they know they've got Gilly Cohen in the final. That's a guaranteed medal. This one they have to take. The other one's a gimme.
Yeah. But today the stadium is already sold out, and now if they see this in the news tomorrow, even more people want to come, and the stadium will be too small for them.
Yeah. Saturday as well. And you've got some of the big stars, Peter Palchik, Asaf Chen, or Sasson. They'll all be lining up there. Lee Kochman. A busy day for the Israelis, I'll tell you.
So you almost forget sometimes that Primo's only 18 years old. She's fighting quite mature. She's really like eager. So she's just she looks young, but she has the good tactics.
Was it you that said that you heard years ago that she was going to be one to look out for? Yeah. Sometimes the coaches recognise that they can pick someone out who they know is going to be, or who they feel very confident in.
Yeah, the first time I was training her, that was like around 4 years ago. So it means she was 14 years old, and that's recognizing it quite young.
Second penalty picked up by Kosher. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, let's still watch this. That was the action of Kosher.
Kosher, yeah, to be honest.
But still, the crowd is happy that she went on her back.
Well, here's one of those instances when you need a strong referee in the middle who's not going to give it up and just say, oh, you know, I'll give her that one. No. She stopped to think about it. The referee had a look, said, that's not your score.
And that's also when the crowd they don't all know judo.
Absolutely.
So if they think, okay, she went on her back, it will be a nippon. And that's what I saw, for example, here they also know judo, but in Paris, everybody really knows judo.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet.
There's another situation.
Yeah.
We just bailed out of that one. Oh, Makikomi can't keep rolling.
That was close.
Yeah. Couldn't keep the roll going.
So Kosher is good. She's good on the ground. But doesn't manage to get her Sankaku on here at Primo. And she really has a good attitude, you know. She always looks ready to go. And I think Kosher is being pretty smart there by trying to hold the sleeve of Primo, because if that side is in the neck of Kosher, she's bringing her real trouble. The only thing is, that was really nice. Yeah, Vasari score there for Kosher. I was just actually gonna say that she's starting to look a little bit defensive by blocking all the time the arm, but this was a good solution. But now Primo is gonna put the pressure on.
Kosher happy to stay on the ground now.
And now it actually looks
strong
better.
on the top.
Yeah, and this is tough for Primo because it's just gonna burn time off the clock. Nice last 30 seconds. Kosher looks physically stronger for me, you can tell.
Can't get the arm over the back, which is what she wants, and then the leg.
No, and that's a smart thing. Like she's really defending well, keeping this left arm down. So she just did a really smart job against Primo. Good attack. And I understand that Primo is really disappointed, but it's in the end it's a great result. And Kosher is picking up really important points for her.
In white, representing Switzerland. Fabian Kosher.
A bronze medal for Fabian Kosher of Switzerland.
Congratulations, this is first medal for Fabien Kosher in a Grand Prix.
First Grand Prix medal.
Yeah, it's taken a while.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about before, that some people just need longer, and some people they get really good when they're really experienced and 25, 26 years old, while others like Gavin Primo already there at 18 years old.
A 5th place finish for Gavin Primo at a Grand Prix. That's not necessarily, something to be sniffed at. So points for her as well, but it's Kosher who comes away with a bronze medal. Well, we come now to the final of the under 52 kilo category. Gili Cohen of Israel faces Melinda Kelmendi of Kosovo. It'll be Cohen in the white judogi, Kelmendi in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Cho Min Sun of the Republic of Korea. Here is Esther Stam with her thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I think Kelmendi, of course, is the one to beat. But considering the fact that it's Gili Cohen is in her home country, they've trained with each other in Israel. Kelmendi visited Israel quite often, so it could be an interesting final. It could also be over quickly. Let's see.
The question is, has Gili Cohen got enough weapons to test Melinda Kelmendi?
But we'll find out soon enough. For sure she's going for it.
Well, she's allowed her that grip over the top, but that just allows her in to the left-sided hip technique, because it opens up that side that Melinda wants to attack. And gently, as you like, she goes over the left leg, and Kelmendi leads by Wazari with half a minute gone.
Yeah. This is the danger. She only needs 2 of those moments and it's all over.
And now you see that she's gone over the back again, and it just opens up for the hip. And that go. You've been over once, then you go inside and you stop her, and then you go around,
It's just wrong tactics.
Where was the planning? Where was the tactics? Kelmendi needs room to get that left hip in. It doesn't happen if that side is blocked. When the arm comes round, you're open.
It's either blocked or you have to go straight the same side.
2 scores as quick as you like, and Kelmendi is
untouchable today.
Yeah, and business-like. Just about business. It was, have I still got this? It's like a racehorse that's had, an injury, and you say, let's go for a run. Let's just check it out and see whether you can gallop or not.
But unfortunately, it really Cohen took the wrong tactics, and she didn't learn from the first mistake there. She did exactly the same later, exactly the same technique. So lesson learned: no hand over the top at Kelmendi, unless you can put a lot of pressure on her, but that she didn't do. Look, her left side is all over, the right side of Cohen is all open now.
Yeah. And the thing is, Cohen wanted to give so much more. But with 3:27, 3:26 on the clock, as she goes over a second time, well, how much can you give in half a minute? It's really unfortunate. Because I think that there was a lot more that we could have seen from Gili Cohen, and she could have given a better account of herself. But that tactic of arm over the back didn't work. We come now to the awarding ceremony for men in the under 60 kilo category.
By Deputy CEO of the World Jewish Congress, Ms. Sonia Gomez-Teleskita. Bronze medalists are for Russia, Albert Ogusov.
First of the bronze medals goes to Albert Ogazov of Russia, sporting a bit of a cut to the nose there, isn't he? There's a bronze medal too for Cedric Revol of France.
Representing the Netherlands, Tonika Chadua.
Silver medal goes to Tonika Chakadua of the Netherlands. But the gold medal goes to Jure Verstraeten of Belgium.
Will be presented by CEO of Contact Group.
מנכ"ל קבוצת קומטק, מר דניאל בן נעים.
Did Georgie say that that was Joris' first gold medal?
It was.
Grand-Prix gold medal.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise.
Oh, that was really nice. They'd given the wrong colour, you know, checks. And Joris said, "Oh, that one's mine, pal." And now the national anthem of Belgium.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIPs and judoka.
תמונה משפחתית.
Two more weight categories to
Dear friends, you will
bring you. We've got the under 60. Sorry, you've got the under 66 kilo category and the under 57. Did you want to put that underneath? That's okay. There is the winning quartet: Ogazov, Revol with the bronze medalist, Chakadua with the silver, and Verstraeten took the gold.
Yeah, Verstraeten looked really mature today and strong judo.
Yeah, he's got something about him,
Yes,
that young man.
exactly.
Mind you, so does Tonika Chakadua. He wasn't that far off, was he?
No, it was a really close contest. The only thing is that Verstraeten didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah,
But Tonika
exactly.
made some gripping errors.
Dear spectators, now we continue.
We've got the first of the bronze medal contest coming up now in the under 66 kilo category, the first of which features Ibrahim Aliev of Azerbaijan. He's up against Alberto Gaitero Martin of Spain. It'll be Aliev in the white judogi, Gaitero Martin in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Yevgeny Rakinin of Russia. And I'll just check as to exactly why it is that we didn't have
Representing Azerbaijan.
a world ranking for Ibrahim Aliev. I'll tell you about that one.
And in blue, representing Spain.
I'm guessing he just didn't do so much senior tournaments.
Alberto.
Maybe he hasn't done any at all.
No. So if you're doing your first senior tournament, if it's true, then he's doing a really good job. Only 19 years old, so that could be possible.
Well, there are a number of Alievs, and he isn't one of them. whichever way you want to spell it. He's not on there.
No, so really he's a newcomer.
Well, certainly to the IJF World Tour. But he would be with juniors, cadets, and possibly a couple of continental cups, you know, along those sorts of lines. He may have made an appearance, but we certainly haven't got him on the IJF Tour. Newcomer for us.
Yeah, he did some things in the juniors, European Cup, but to be honest, also not so much.
Yeah, so cadets, juniors, and they were just juniors. Yeah, we should have him with the
Europeans and juniors, but that's about it.
Okay, so a newcomer,
yeah,
complete newcomer. Very good.
Not a bad debut, right?
I was going to say, he hasn't had a proper welcome yet. Gaetero Martin maybe saving it up for him.
Yeah, Gaetero being a more experienced fighter here, but doesn't say so much anymore.
However, he would have had a number of useful practices in Azerbaijan, especially at that weight. They're well known for producing, you know, good fighters at that weight. Rinli, Ismail Ibramov, Talan Karimov, Orkan Safarov, and
not an
Nejad
easy,
Shikalizada.
not an easy weight category.
Can't leave out Kevin Zema. How did he get in there? From France. Bizarre. Anyway, there's no scorers yet. AZE. That's how he got in, yeah. Minute and a half left to go. Rather speculative effort there from Aliev, but Gaetero Martin wasn't going to fall for that one.
So for sure they don't know each other so well. Maybe from training camps, but at least not from the competition. And both, I think, trying to go for the adjusted Katagurumas a little bit, so same style. I was just gonna say there's no Shidos on the board yet, but then
all of a sudden,
yeah. I think the referees can hear us.
Little over half a minute left to go. Both fighters still looking for an opening in which they can work a little bit of magic with time ticking away. Well, they're both guilty of being overly defensive, and they both pick up penalties, so the tightrope is being walked by both of them now.
Yeah, and it's because they both can come in low and they're starting to feel each other and they know what's going to happen. So it's that much harder to find a little bit of space for their technique. And now it's Aliev putting a little bit more pressure there. So with both Shidos each, they cannot afford a mistake.
Golden score.
So now it's Gaitero who's putting on more pressure. Oh, nice Seonage there. What a finish. Great finish for Gaitero Martin. Nice Seonage, and it's Aliyev who will have to do with the 5th place, which is not bad for a debut in a Grand Prix.
Yeah, he'll have the look of being disappointed, because irrespective of where you are and what level of competition it is, no one wants to come out having not won something. But he did do more than I expected of him today.
For sure, but always when you're going to lose a medal, you're always going to be disappointed.
And perhaps when he looks back and thinks of his first outing at a Grand Prix and who he had to face and how he came out looking, he may think, hey, that wasn't such a bad day's work, was it?
Yeah, maybe it's the start of something. He gets a lot of confidence out of this. Also, this contest he could have won. He was not far off. Just went over in the golden score.
This is 3rd medal for Alberto Gaitero in a Grand Prix. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, you don't know when it's going to happen next, mate. You may as well enjoy it whilst you can. Slap a few hands and enjoy the plaudits from the crowd.
Look at that. And he kept going. That was the strong part. Yeah, he kept pulling his arm in.
Really good shot the first time around. We'll have another look at it here. Just look at how he traps that arm right up by the elbow, and once that goes under the body, all that Aliyev can do is to roll. That's what really does it. He's got to go. Keeps pulling it underneath the body.
And he had it with 2 hands.
Yeah, very strong, nice and tight. Couldn't get off that one. He almost went into Gabby's camera there. That'll make a great picture. We should see that on the IGF website.
Close up.
Yeah. Here's coming at you. Time for a few autographs as well.
Yeah, the crowd is great also for the athletes that are not
very close. Yeah.
Next, bronze medal.
Right, the second of the bronze medal contests coming up in the under 66 kilo category. Islam Khametov of Russia faces Sardar Nurilayev of Uzbekistan. It's Khametov in the white judogi, Nurilayev in blue. Referee in the middle for this one is Orlando Cruz of the Dominican Republic.
So Nurilayev didn't look as good as we expected, or as strong in the semi-final.
Maybe awkward would have been a better word. Not physically strong, but just awkward, because he never imposed himself on that contest at all. He didn't look as though he had a real presence.
No, and that's another thing that we expected. We expected him to really be stronger than his opponent, and he wasn't. And which also says something about his opponent, of course. But let's see, these are really 2 strong athletes.
They both had a single slip during the day. One loss has put them into the bronze medal contest instead of being able to make it to the final. And they'll be hoping that will be the only mistake that they make today. But one of them is going to go away with a bronze medal. The other is going to have to settle for 5th place.
Yeah, Khametov, I really like this. He had such a strong start against Flicker, taking out one of the top seeds. And then he lost out to Lombardo, so anything can happen on tournaments like this. And I think the two in the final, they can be a surprise for people, but not if you know their judo and their really great talents and getting there. So, but let's focus now on this third place contest. Both really focusing to get their own kumikata. In some contests you see that they're really taking their time, because it's so different than the others. Sometimes they're just quite okay if they can accept each other's kumikata and still do good judo. But here apparently it seems the kumikata of the others really struggling or troubling them. Oh wow, nice Ouchigari attempt there from Kametov. He really was close there to scoring, but Nuriayev could just get his elbow out, so no score there for Kametov. And again, almost scoring there. Kametov looking strong.
Good attack.
Oh wow.
Got himself into a nice position there on the way down. Nuriayev managed to turn out of that. Ending up on his front. Good strong effort here. Just feels it coming and then turns, gets the elbow down as he lands onto his front.
Yeah, but Kametov getting closer to scoring.
Into the last minute now. Nope, that's not going anywhere. Felt that one coming, managed to block that without too much trouble.
So Shido there for Nuriayev. He really has to come up with something better than that. Oh, wow, again. Big ippon scored by Kametov. Beautiful way. He all the time felt with his Osotogari that it was possible. Really great performance from Kametov.
I've been impressed with him today. He's only, one of the young Russians, and he's not really up there in that big group. He's languishing down there at number 61 on the world ranking list, and he's their number 6. That is not, a number 6 performance, is it? He just looks so polished, he looks so complete, he looks like the finished article, and I enjoyed watching him.
Yeah, and there you can see the strength of the Russian team in the 66 kilo. With Puyaev, Shamilov, even Grigorian there in there.
Yeah.
There's so many people.
Abdul Jalilov, I really like him. I mean, there are so many good ones in there. A couple of retired. Kamal Khan Magomedov, he's in their coaching staff now.
Still has some points from when he was competing. Nice reaction also from Kometov.
Well, Esther, it's time for the final now of the under 66 kilo category. You know, we've got two fighters in there that have impressed you today. It's our chance to have a look at Bogdan Iyadov of Ukraine. He's up against Manuel Lombardo of Italy. It's Iyadov in the white judogi, Lombardo in blue.
Yeah, for me this is, I think, the final I'm looking most forward to. It's they've been throwing so big today.
The referee in the middle for this one is Marino dos Santos of Brazil.
And I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. It really could go either way.
Italy, 2018 World Junior Champion. Manuel Lombardo.
I just get the feeling that Iyadov may have the edge here on Lombardo.
You think so? I really don't know.
Lombardo is a danger man who I get the feeling that he can take advantage of slips and errors.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
You know, from certain players. Iyadov hasn't made a slip today. He has been really good.
Yeah, the crowd's been a little bit more quiet since their favorite two top seeds went out. But these are absolutely the favorites for me today.
I think it was, you know, at the start of the day, highly unlikely that the under 66 kilo category final would not feature an Israeli. You know, I had the feeling that you would get one. I thought that it would possibly be Baruch Shmailov. I thought Tal Flicker would feature in the medals somewhere, but definitely Shmailov. And we've ended up without either of them. No Shmailov, no Flicker. Just goes to show that even in the absence of, you know, the really strong French, Russian, Japanese, Korean, you know, you name it. You know, sometimes judo just proves that a little bit unforgiving, doesn't it? You get offered up your chance to fight at home in front of your home crowd and someone comes and steals the medals from under your nose.
Yeah, but that's the sport we do, you know. You have zero guarantees. Doesn't matter what you did in the past if you're the top seed.
Nice Ojigari effort there from Iyadov. Lombardo was up to defending it and turned onto his front. No chance of getting caught there. Good defence from the Italian. Here's another good grip from Iyadov around the waist. And yes, that's nice. And now we'll see. That's what we were talking about earlier on.
We didn't see it happen so much today.
Yeah, because one of our coaches was talking to us and saying, oh, you know, this is Newaza. Well, this is not Newaza. This is not Newaza because at no point was Bogdan Iyadov in Newaza. He still has the opportunity to attack him. They're only checking the landing there.
Yeah, the only question is it a score? And it's not.
And what they've said is that was a turnover for transition from Tachiwaza into Newaza.
Yeah, so both are giving a Judo. I hope that gets them going. I think they're just really careful because they know they're both big throwers. Just don't want to make a mistake. Nice movement there from Yadov. For me, Yadov has the better movements in this final. He came closest to scoring.
Half a minute left to go. Just the penalties on the board, one apiece for Yadov and Lombardo.
Ooh, nice.
Good score.
Exactly what you told me. He's so good of making those small scores.
It's a disaster as far as the clock is concerned. Only 15 seconds left to go. Got to go now.
Yeah,
no time to set things up.
No, he just has to do it now. And this
He can
is
afford to burn a penalty here.
smart from Lombardo.
Sure. To stay on his feet now.
Ooh, that was not bad in the end, but not enough.
Just out of juniors, Lombardo, and already demonstrating the kind of mat craft that you would assign to a much more mature fighter. That was cleverly done. He never looked as though he was under any panic there.
No, while he was getting the attacks, like Yadov was for me, he was really dangerous, like 2 or 3 times. But Lombardo stayed very calm and finishes it off in the end.
In good style as well.
Yes.
Number 66 kilos in blue judo representing Italy. Manuel Lombardo. Congratulations, this is the first gold medal for Manuel Lombardo in the Grand Prix.
ברכות למדליית הזהב הראשונה של לומברדו בגרנד פרי.
Bogdan Yadov of Ukraine takes silver medal. Dear friends, the highlights.
It's possible that he's still a junior, you know, because he won the Junior World Championships last year in the Bahamas, so he could still be a junior. Anyway, we come now to the awarding ceremony for women in the under 52 kilo category.
Bronze medalists are representing Switzerland, Fabienne Koscher.
First of the bronze medals goes to Fabienne Koscher of Switzerland. There's a bronze medal also for Andrea Kitsu of Romania.
Silver medalist representing Israel, Gilly Cohen.
Silver medal goes to Gilly Cohen of Israel.
And gold medalist representing Kosovo, Mainda Kelmendi.
Well, the gold medal goes to Linda Kelmendi of Kosovo.
The prize money and the flowers will be presented by the member of the
There's a saying that you can't keep a good man down. Well, man, you know, it's like mankind they're talking about. Not just man, but woman. You can't keep a good person down. And Linda Kelmendi is good. you're not keeping her down.
It's too good today for everybody. I'm curious to see her against the Japanese. I'm hoping to see that.
Yeah, Abe.
Yes, for
Or
sure.
Shishimi, either one.
Yep.
Well, since her return, since her return from injury, she has taken part in 3 competitions and been in 3 finals. And now the national anthem of Kosovo.
Thank you very much. Now,
Yeah, I think it's an important thing to look at, you know, for Kelmendi. 3 competitions back and just the one single loss, which was due to her pulling out of the final through injury. She'd cut her nose so badly and it just wouldn't stop bleeding. She had to pull out against Odette Giuffrida in the Grand Slam in Abu Dhabi. But that's 3 finals. She just looks, and I don't think she's finished yet. She hasn't tightened up all the areas that she would like to.
I think so, so too, and I'm curious to speak to her what she thinks about it. Because from our side, it looks like she has it all under control. Yeah. She's throwing beautifully, but for sure she's not there yet.
Coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 57 kilo category. Nakota Smith-Davis of Great Britain faces Helene Receveau of France. It'll be Smith-Davis in the white judogi, Receveau in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Raul Camacho of Spain.
Yeah, Smith was thrown by the Russian, by
Mezhetskaya.
That rarely happens to her.
Yeah,
that was incredible. So
and she then Mezhetskaya then threw later on with the Sode Tsuri Komikoshi as well. I don't think she scored with the Uranagi today. She did pick someone up, but then they cancelled it. So she thought, okay, I'll try something else.
Quite anyway, successfully.
Yes, successfully. We've got that to come. In the meantime, we're going to have a look at Smith-Davis and Receveau.
So both experienced, both fought each other before. Wouldn't expect them to fight for the bronze medal. But then we just spoke about it. Mezhetskaya and Nelson Levy in the final. And they're having a really strong tournament. Both really, really physically also strong fighters.
Oh, chance on the arm here.
Ooh, that looks almost done.
Just managed to grab her own jacket there.
Not done yet with the Newaza.
Yeah, Karakash managed to pull off that transition from Jujigatami into the sit-down Kezugatami, if you like. But not this time round for Helene Receveau.
No, Smith-Davis really had the leg quite high, tied it up, so.
Now Smith-Davis picks up a penalty for passivity.
Well, she always takes her time, so that happens in regularly to her in other contests. She never really gets frustrated by that or panicked. Nice Oichigari attempt from Rizvu, and Smith-Davis just could get away from that. Oh, and apparently Rizvu got the leg of Smith-Davis there. Well,
I didn't see that.
I think maybe it was to block Smith when she was still standing. So now it's Davis that really has a strong grip. Oh, nice Sodi attempt. Doesn't get her hips under enough to really throw the rest of her, but good attempt from Smith-Davis. I think there was even more in there for Smith-Davis. She
That's what I
really
was
had
thinking.
so much control there. And
Might
Rizvu
take
was
more
just
of advantage of that situation. Yeah. Sorry. I mean, I don't want to bang away at Nakoda's chances there, but you put yourself in a difficult position as Rusevo did there. You have to pay. You can't come out with anything. Oh, escaped. For that, didn't really get put under pressure. Anyway, it's Smith-Davis who's in the middle. It's up to her to decide which ones she chases down. Rusevo looked as though she was upset at not making more of that. Actually was a chance as well. She grimaced. That you could see on her face thinking, oh, maybe I missed the chance there. She just gave a little sweep with the foot. And Nakoda got moved. She's already been moved once today. Won't want to go again to a second. She was, huh?
Oh, Rizvu has to watch out there not to tuck her head underneath. And she does, so second Shido for Rizvu. Those are really the mistakes you don't want to make in this kind of contest, or ever.
Yeah, I kind of refer to them as they do in tennis, unforced errors. It was an error that you made in trying to do something else. Sometimes you are forced into an error. Something happens and you react, but sometimes you try to do something and it doesn't come off, and maybe you think better of it. Maybe I shouldn't have tried that. Or
now she has a strong grip, Rizvu. But comes off with a poor attack, just loosens the grip. So golden score, and for me it's quite even. Both athletes made strong attacks.
Golden score.
Ooh. That could have gone either way. Good Ochi attempt, but really good reaction from Rizvu there.
again, another pressure position here. One or two attacks there. She could still have attacked her on the ground, but I don't think it's going to go any further.
No.
They've seen enough.
It's a shame that the Rizvu went down like that. For me, the feeling was it was not necessary.
Unforced error.
Yeah.
Didn't need to do that.
Tough contest for both of them, I guess.
מנצחת וזוכת מדליית הערד נשים עד 57 קילוגרם בלבן מבריטניה
Nicola Smith-Davis. This is medal number 8 for Nicola Smith-Davis in the Grand Prix.
Medal number 8, beginning to rack them up, isn't she?
She is getting there, and 2 world medals to add.
Dear friends, you can see the highlights on the big screen.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
for me, not necessary. I think she could have stand up. Although Smith-Davis is giving almost so much pressure with that right hand.
Yeah, she just looks weak there. She's pushing out with that left arm, isn't she? And then Smith-Davis just makes a little bit of room for
Yes,
her,
it's smart.
which she falls into and just collapses, and then looks upset. Hey.
Why not?
She just collapsed. Right, coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 57 kilo category. Elena Ilieva of Bulgaria faces Karakash Hedvig of Hungary. It's Ilieva in the white judogi, Karakash in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Oliver De Roses of France.
Welcome judoka in white judogi representing Bulgaria.
So Karakas leads with the head-to-head, that's for sure. But I didn't see Ilieva fighting yet today. You? We didn't,
I didn't
see her.
know. We may have seen her down on. So I think there was one contest that we had a look at.
Yeah, and then we saw
Karakash Hedvig.
Karakas go over
We can
with
see there,
Metsitskaya.
Medici. Nelson Levy and Ilieva, maybe.
Yep.
We could have seen, possibly, that we could have seen that one. That would have been about it.
So some Sutimi attempt there from Karakas, but putting herself into trouble actually. With Ilieva now working on the ground. And she's getting close there. So now it's Karakas actually that took over. And this time looking dangerous. And it's also nice to see that the referees are really giving time for Newaza, although today we didn't see as much Newaza as normal, as normally. For me, that was a really poor attack from Ilieva. I'm not sure what she was thinking there. But it gives her a Shido for a false attack. And it's just a silly error again, because it's just one Shido means a lot nowadays in a competition. So they're both not really moving so much, and I think the referee is going to do something about that. So both picking up a Shido. And this is where the Shido of Ilieva, the mistake, comes into play, because now she's not allowed another error. And it looks like Caracas is playing to that a little bit. She knows that if nothing happens, they both pick up a Shido and it's going to be enough. And Caracas is such a clever fighter, so she can do that. Oh, nice there. Rosari scored from Ilieva.
With 30 odd seconds left to go. 2 penalties down. What a way to dig things out. And now you just want to stay there, threaten on the ground, make it look as though you're busy. And Karakash had a quick look over the clock and thought, this is getting away from me.
Yeah, and that's also what I think it was a little mistake because she counted too much on the Shidos. So she was just waiting for that third Shido for Ilieva, and you cannot do that. So the head-to-head don't count here today.
Yep.
It's Ilieva that takes the win.
It's a good scalp to take, given the quality of Karakash. You know, you could have expected, if Karakash had taken the contest, for people to say, well, you know, Hedi's got the experience and that kind of stuff, you know.
Winner and bronze medalist for women under 57 kilos in one.
Bronze medal goes to
Bulgaria.
Evelina Ilieva of Bulgaria. Good win for the Bulgarian. She's promised a lot over quite a long career, given the fact that she blossomed very quickly, and she was very quickly out of the juniors and being pushed into the seniors. So we've seen her for quite a long time, and she's always, you know, been a threat and dangerous and had wins here and there. But it could be that just getting things right at exactly the right time. This is a good time to
get it right.
Get it all working, yeah. Let's have a look at the highlights and then we'll be back with the final. Here's Esther.
I think it was just Karaka's lack of focus there a little bit, and looking at the clock.
Oh, what was that about?
Yeah, that was just a really big mistake. Oh, this was not a moment actually, but still, you know. So I think it was the last seconds, just looking at the clock if there still was time.
Looking over the clock.
It's just lack of focus.
Yeah, you look at the clock when the referee says mate. You look at the clock when you are defending in Newasa. You don't look at the clock when you're standing in Tachiwasa.
Impossible.
Right, coming up next, the final of the under 57 kilo category to close out this opening day on the first ever Grand Prix here in Tel Aviv. It's the final of the under 57 kilo category. Daria Mezhetskaya of Russia faces home favorite Tima Nelson Levy of Israel. It'll be Mezhetskaya in the white judogi, Nelson Levy in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico. Esther, take it away.
So they have both been beating everybody today. They're beating such strong people, but for me, Mezhetskaya really is extraordinary today. So you're going to see that Nelson Levy has a very clear tactics of keeping the arm down, because you know Mezhetskaya is so dangerous with that soda.
The soda, the uranagi, and as Dakota Smith-Davis found to her disappointment, she's pretty good with the ashiwaza as well.
I think that's my highlight of today. That Ashiwaza.
Could very
one
well
of them.
be.
Again with Soda.
See, she gets in so quickly, doesn't she? It's
She
a
does.
nice entry.
And she's having one of those days that everything just works. But to be honest, Nelson Levy beating Reservoir in the semi-final. So, but they both really want to go for the throw, so I'm guessing something is going to happen. Bazari scored there by Nelson Levy.
Okay, Mum, take it easy. I can feel the stand shaking as Mum jumps up down on her feet, not too far away from us.
The thing is, I think this is never going to go to the end, because they're just...
One of them is going to end it,
Yes.
yeah. Good work from Nelson Levy to just calm things down, take control on the ground, gather herself, have a look at the coach. Oh, nice turn.
Yeah, it was really good
nice
reaction.
turn, good reaction. Yeah, well done.
But the thing is, this is so tricky for either one of them. Mizutskaya went
She's
off
got
the
a bit of
mat
an
a
injury,
bit.
right,
I think.
What a reaction, that's great reaction. Because she was under attack from the Sasai, wasn't it?
Yes.
Little Sasai Tsurikomiyashi attempt from Mezhetskaya, slightly off balance, as one is when you're
And she's
executing that
really
technique.
going for it, you know, with
yeah,
that
absolutely.
Ashiwaza.
Yeah.
But good control by Nelson Levy, and it's his first Rosari on the board, and I think there's more to come.
It could very well be.
So I think there's some blood on the mat. They're cleaning that up right now. Zitskaya, they're still at the doctor, but I think they're fixing it now.
Well, there would have been a long wait after the semi-final until the last contest of the day for both Mezhetskaya and Nelson Levy, and it gave them time to, to think about it. I suspect that the more difficult job would have been that of Nelson Levy to try and cope with everything. The fact that the family's here, the brother's rushing back from some naval assignment or something, to come and see his younger sister. The younger sister's here watching, Mum's watching. The crowd are all on her. The whole thing about the first Grand Prix in Israel.
Tel Aviv,
So much pressure, whereas Mezhetskaya, she's away from all of that.
And feeling good.
Slightly protected, yeah.
The problem, and this is the worst moments, that the other one is off the mat, you're there standing there for a few minutes just waiting, and you have to keep control of your nerves.
And she would have conquered all of that and then come out, and then with that break had to have that pressure on her again, remembering where she was and what was at stake, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, she's over on the right side.
This can be dangerous for both of them.
Yeah, just wasn't in the right position for Mezhetskaya for the pickup, but the threat was there. You get too close to Mezhetskaya's hips and you might find yourself picked up there.
And this is the danger for Nelson Levy, because she's sometimes too eager to go on top, and then she's really open for the Uranage. So it's really about the tactical the tactics of Nelson Levy.
And it just looked in that last exchange as if she was perfectly happy to just slow things down.
Look at that, she's on the arm.
Oh.
Just doesn't have it in the right position there. She just manages to turn it a little bit, but
still not quite where she wants to be. That's a little bit better now. You can see the leverage is coming, but it's bent underneath.
Yeah, it is.
So
no trouble there for Mezhetskaya.
yeah.
But what a final. Last final of the day.
And everybody is packed in here, as you would expect, with the host nation having a finalist in the last fight of the day.
Leading with the Vasari. The question is, can she hold it against Mezitskaya?
Almost tried to turn up.
Yep.
Tip her, as Neil calls it, the tip. Little over a minute left to go. Yvonne Burnish in the chair for Timur Nelson Levy, and just in the background they're biting his nails. Sirazudin Magomedov for Nezhetskaya.
So this works out very well for Nelson Levy. She can just she can have a Shido, she can wait, and it's Mezitskaya that needs to go, and she does. Big effort there.
A lot of good movement from the Russian.
Ooh, and
then
another
back to the
piece of
Ashiwaza. We're seeing it all now. The only thing that we haven't seen is the Uranagi.
But she's on form.
Charlie Hershko this time consigned to the stands, but still making himself heard. And now
First Shido there for Nelson Levy, but with 26 seconds left, it's
no harm done.
No.
And the other thing, it was rightly deserved. You know, she hadn't been doing anything, just coasting on her Wazari, as one would expect.
And it's a smart thing to do. He just she can burn off another Shido. She just needs to keep the arms down. Probably gonna get another Shido for that. But this is even better for her because it's gonna take some time off. Oh, what a win!
What a thing! And look at that, straight
Great
over to the opponent, hand out, pick her up. In the moment of the greatest triumph, still enough about you to say, hey, we're not finished yet, I'll go and give her a hand up.
Yeah, but I'm really pleased for Timna Nelson Levy because she's working very hard always, and to win for the home crowd, like, I think this is the best thing that can happen to you. And beating all the top players today.
Yeah, well,
party for Israel.
10-15 meters away from us, his mum and all the family standing up in there and cheering and waving. What a thing.
Yeah, that's just great.
Well, if Shira Rishoni brought the crowd to their feet for the first gold medal win for Israel, the icing on the cake then was Tim Nelson Levy, and the way she did it as well against a very tough opponent.
Who would you reckon is player of the day? I couldn't tell you. It's Shira Rishoni that got the first ever gold medal for Israel, so that's kind of special. But look at what Tim Nelson Levy did here. And you always have Kelmendi. Well, I think
you would. Well, I think it's one of the Israelis, not because they're fighting at home. It's just because the other one is the Olympic champion. You know, Kelmendi, and it's reasonably expected.
She did what she expected.
Yeah, exactly. Where these people, these two fought out of their socks really with so much pressure. Shira Rishoni, yep. The performance, I'd have to look at the opponents that they defeated and how many scored ippons and that kind of stuff, but two terrific performances, really absolutely super. And as Esther was saying, difficult to choose a player of the day between the two of them, Shira Rishoni and Timna Nelson Levy. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 66 kilo category. And the first of the bronze medals goes to Islam Khametov of Russia. There's a bronze medal too for Alberto Gaitero Martin of Spain.
Silver medalist for Ukraine, Bogdan Yadov.
Silver medal goes to Bogdan Yadov of Ukraine. The gold medal goes to Manuel Lombardo of Italy. He was impressive today.
Yeah, he really was. Mature judo, but also big throws. But both finalists showed really great skills today.
17, עולה שרנן.
And for me, the final block was amazing. And sometimes in the mornings it took a while to take off, and there were some slow contests. Although there were already really quality contests in the morning, the final block really was the best.
It delivered.
Yeah, I was searching for a word.
It delivered.
It delivered.
You know, we don't ask a lot, do we? Just some action, and we got plenty. And now the national anthem of Italy.
Thank you very much. Now, family picture with VIPs and Judo Grand-Prix.
תמונה משפחתית.
Well, don't go anywhere, because after this awarding ceremony we've got a highlights package for you, and then the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category. Hametov and Gaitera Martin were the bronze medalists. The Yadov took the silver, but it was Lombardo of Italy who walked away with the gold medal. Everybody manages a smile up there. It's always good when they can smile.
You
Right.
shoot after you get a medal and important points.
Let's have a look at the highlights package, and then we'll be back with the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category.
תודה רבה שאתם נשארים עימנו, המתינו איתנו לטקס האחרון, בו אנחנו נשמע שוב את ההמנון.
So this is the highlights of the finals, I guess.
Dear spectators, after the first day of Tel Aviv Grand-Prix, Team of Israel had 2 gold medals.
לאחר היום הראשון של הגרנד-פרי, ישראל עם 2 מדליות זהב.
Also, the following countries have 1 gold medals. These countries are Belgium, Italy, and Kosovo.
מדליות זהב.
So we really saw great judo today, I think, especially in the final block. Big ippons, and also the golden scores are really interesting to watch.
Yes, sometimes when you look at the world ranking list numbers of some of the competitors that are taking part, you can quite easily say, oh, you know, 24 and 23 or whatever, but hey, if they're fighting 22 and they're 23, you find an absolute spanner of a contest. So it doesn't always, you know, run out that particular way.
The only thing I know is there's just not so much Nevasa in this final block the whole day. I don't know why it is, but maybe it's just coincidence that the judoka don't prefer Nevasa.
Representing Bulgaria,
Right,
Evelina
we've
Ilieva.
got the
And representing Great
4
Britain,
medalists
Nicolas
lined up.
Davis.
And Miri Regev is making the presentations of the bronze medals, first of all, to Evelina Ilieva of Bulgaria. There's a bronze medal also for Lakota Smith-Davis
Representing
of
Russia,
Great
Daria
Britain.
Mezhetskaya.
Silver medal goes to Daria Mezhetskaya, who took a bit of a bump to the lip. But the gold medal goes to Timna Nelson-Levy of Israel. Nice that the minister took time to ask Daria if she was okay. Fat lip and a bit of blood there. Well,
The CEO of Ministry of Culture and Sports of Israel.
מנכ"ל משרד התרבות והספורט הישראלי, מר יוסי שרעבי.
yeah, a great turn there from Nelson-Levy. After she had defended the Ashiwaza, she was astute enough and well balanced enough to come up with the counters. All Tewaza, all with the hands. She turned her opponent over for that score. A good one it was too.
Ladies and gentlemen, please all rise for the national anthem of Israel.
נא לקום לשירת התקווה.
And now the national anthem of Israel.
Thank you very much. Now, final picture with VIP and Judoka.
תודה רבה לכם.
Well, there is the winning quartet, and the minister can squeeze in there and have another picture taken with medal winners representing Israel. They've represented themselves really well today. They've ended up on the top of the medal table with 2 golds and a silver. Belgium picked up a gold, Italy picked up a gold, as did Kosovo. We're going to be back tomorrow with more action when we'll be underway at 11 o'clock. But from Esther Stam and myself,
ושוב מחיאות כפיים
Bye-bye.
לזוכת מדליית הזהב, תמנה נלסון-לוי!
But it flew away from her reach, so she ran away in her sleep. Dream of paradise, every time she closed her eyes.
Dear friends, this is the end of the first day of